So now I'd like to introduce Dr. Srihari Vallabhajousula, who hails from India and is a surgeon at Borders General Hospital. Amongst other things, he's a volunteer priest at the Hindu Temple of Scotland in Rutherglen, and he's a Hindu representative on the board of Interfaith Scotland. So we look forward to hearing about the topic of kingship from a Hindu perspective. Over to you, Srihari.
Thank you very much, Francis, for the very kind introduction. Sabhabhyo Namaha. Namaste. Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Srihari Vallabhajousula, and I very kindly request Aparna to put up my slides so that you look at the slides rather than my grumpy face from Manchester hotel room. So, thank you, Aparna. So, I also have the role and responsibility of one of the Scottish religious leaders representing the Hindu community, and as a priest of the Hindu Temple of Scotland, and having watched the coronation of King Charles III very recently, I'll start with a mantra for the king, a blessing for the king. Yoga Kshemo Naha Kalpantam. So this is a mantra from Yajurveda, and it blesses the king to achieve the ultimate aim of kingship, which is a prosperous nation which has ensured the welfare and affluence of all sections of the society, along with ensuring a moral, humane, and multidimensional development of all the people. So this is a dialogue event tonight, and in the past month, the social media has thrown at us vast pointers to the concept of king and people's opinions on the concept of king. And I think kingship is an excellent contemporary topic for dialogue tonight. The Oxford Dictionary defines kingship as a state or position of being a king. So with that definition in mind, I present to you my understanding of kingship according to ancient Hinduism and how kingship influences a Hindu's faith and belief. So you will notice a V text on this slide which says Yatha Raja Tatha Praja. I will come to that in a brief moment after I give you a very short info on the landmark moments of a king in Hinduism. Can we go to the next slide, please, Aparna? Thank you. So in Hinduism, we have all these different periods of time. And one of the earliest ones is the Brahmana period. Our knowledge about the first king in Hinduism comes from the Brahmana period. There is this passage in Aitareya Brahmana which goes like this. Gods were defeated by the asuras, the demons, in every direction. At that time, there was no king among gods. So brooding over the cause of their defeat at the hands of the asuras, the demons, thus said the gods, because we are without a king, they have been able to defeat us. So we shall elect a king. All the gods consented unanimously, and they elected God Soma as their king and conquered all the directions guided by King Soma. So this passage is the first ever narrative of kingship in Hinduism. And the king was elected, and it was a democratic process. Later down the line, Prajapati sacrificed himself and gave up the kingdom and appointed his son Indra as the king. And this is the first account of a king being appointed based on lineage, based on heredity. Indra has remained the king of gods in Hinduism and rides on his iconic elephant called Airavata. But as Hinduism evolved, as Hinduism progressed, even though Indra still retained and continues to retain his position as the king, the other gods became more powerful, and the humans started looking not just at the lineage, but also the deeds, the knowledge, the wisdom, valor, and empathy as the traits to become a king. The Hindu literature has a very rich account of many great kings, and the king who is adored and respected is Sri Rama. And even to this day, the Hindus aspire to live under the kingship of Sri Rama. So, this is a very, very brief snapshot of how one became a king in ancient Hinduism. Can we go to the next slide, please? Thank you. So, a very long time ago, we're talking of thousands of years ago, intellect, a strategist called Chanakya, in his book Arthashastra, says, Rajne dharmani dharmistaha pape papaha same samaha raja namanu vartante yatha raja tatha praja. So, yatha raja tatha praja. As the ruler, so the people. Can we go to the next slide, please? So, I request you all to ponder on this statement, Yatha Raja Tatha Praja. And this is a statement which echoes with millions of Hindus. And it is a statement which is said in many Indian languages. What does this statement mean? And has this statement ever been tested before? We go to the next slide, please, Aparna. Thank you. So, Vishnu is one of the main Indian gods, and in one of his avatar, he came down to the earth not as a god, but came as a human. His name is Sri Rama. He was born to be a king, based both on his lineage and also on all his deeds. But he had to keep a promise which his father Dasharatha made. Sri Rama had to endure 14 years of hardship, just like a fellow human. And Sri Rama did not let these hardships change his character, his personality, and his sense of duty to protect his people and punish the evil. So, after overcoming the hardships, Sri Rama returned to his kingdom and to his people. And this happened thousands of years ago, and the festivity which marked the return of the king is still celebrated by the Hindus to this very day. So you all know this as the festival of lights, the festival of Diwali, but for the Hindus, it became the festival of welcoming the kingship of Sri Rama. So about 2 months ago, we celebrated Sri Rama's coronation at a religious ceremony in the Hindu Temple of Scotland in Glasgow. And on the 6th of May, I was very, very fondly watching the religious ceremony of the coronation of King Charles III. I was absolutely amazed watching this ceremony because of the many, many, many similarities in the two coronation ceremonies. Sri Rama's kingship was based on Yoga Kshema. I started off the talk with a blessing that said, Yoga Kshemonaha Kalpantam. The kingdom prospered, ensuring the welfare and affluence of all sections of the society, along with ensuring the moral, humane, and multi-dimensional development of the people. Under Sri Rama's rulership, people took allegiance to follow the principles on which Sri Rama's kingship was based and proved the concept of Yatha Raja Tatha Praja, as the ruler, so the people. So if Rama can lead a life based on following the principles of Dharma, so the subjects, so the people in his kingdom. So the allegiance was to follow a way of life which we Hindus call Dharma. And the allegiance which was taken by the Hindu during Sri Rama's kingship still continues to this day. And that is the allegiance to follow the path of Dharma. So move to the next slide, please. Thank you. So this is my personal reflection on kingship as a practicing Hindu and as a Scottish Hindu religious leader, and my aspirations to achieve as a Hindu myself. So I thank you all for your attention, and I'm really looking forward to enriching my knowledge, participating in the dialogue with you all. So namaste. Thank you.